In this video, we're going to explore multiplying negative numbers. Now, rules for multiplication of negative numbers. When we have an odd number of negative values in our product, the final product will be negative. If we have an even number of negative values, then our final product will be positive. So let's look at some examples. Negative 2 times positive 12. There's only one negative. That's an odd number of values, so the final product is negative. It's negative 24. Whereas here we have negative 3 times negative 6. There's two negative values. That's even. So 6 times 3 is 18, and the final product is positive since it's an even number. Now here's a longer set of multiplication. We've got negative 2 times negative 3 times 5 times negative 1. And if we look here, we've got 1, 2, 3 negative values. 3 negative values is an odd number, so our final product would be negative, and it'd be negative 30. Now, how do we understand this? Well, by definition, if we have a times negative b, that's the same as saying a negative on the outside, the quantity a times b. And if we think in terms of money, this can help. Positive values are like income, negative values are like bills, money that we owe. So when we see 3 times negative 2, we have 3 bills in which each bill I owe $2. Now, why would the product, if the first value was negative, why would that be the case? Since it's only one negative value there, it's an odd number, we know that it would be negative. Well, let's explore just one simple problem. Now we know that we have the commutative property. This allows me to flip the numbers around. So I have 5 times negative 4. Now if I look back at the definition I just had, I know that if I take the negative and if I have a negative 4 as the second number, that I can put in parentheses the two values and put the negative on the outside, and that would tell me that's 5 times 4 with the negative at the end. Now how about the product negative a times negative b? There's our two. So I have an even number of negatives. Why would that make a positive? So let's look at an expression. Say we have the two negatives, quantity of the two negatives being multiplied, plus the quantity where only the 6 is negative. Now we can use the distributive property and rewrite this. Since there's a negative 6 in both categories, we can say that we have the quantity negative 3 plus 3, and we can pull out that negative 6. Now I can simplify. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0. 0 times any number is 0. So I know that my expression that has two negatives plus my expression that has one negative must equal 0. Now let's go back and think about what we know about the second one, 3 times negative 6. We just said that when we have the second value being negative, we can pull the negative out front and do a multiplication of the quantity, and that will give us a negative 18. So what we're really saying when we look at this expression is that the quantity negative 3 times negative 6 plus 3 times negative 6 will equal 0. And we know that this quantity, when we substitute in, is negative 18. So we have to ask ourselves, what do we add to negative 18 to make 0? And there's only one value, positive 18. It's the opposite. So that tells us that a negative times a negative has to equal a positive.